Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den. Legacy Internet Radio. Thank you to everybody who is rocking with us tonight. We got a lot of moving parts going on in here tonight. But I tell you, I can't do no more of the show unless I shout out one of the most important people to me in the world. I just got a text message from my pops, yo. My pops just sent me a text message saying congratulations on the show. And the reality is, man, everybody got that one or two people in their life that when you hear from them, it kind of break it down a little bit. And my pops is my idol. He's my superhero. You know what I mean? He don't wear no cape, but when I see him, I see a cape. It's flowing and whatnot. And so while I'm doing the show, he just shouted me out. He just sent me a text message. He said peace to me. So I love you, Pop. Give moms a hug for me. I appreciate you. We here in Brewers Cafe, and we all shouting you out and whatnot. We got the first lady in here, and we got Sue, and we got Trailer here. And so you met them, so you know them, and they all grinning at you and whatnot. So we appreciate you. Thank you. Ain't No Half Step on Marcus J. Live from the Den. Legacy in that radio. 804-402-2893. It's the number to dial to be a part of tonight's discussion. All right, so we've been waiting all night, and it took us an hour and something to get here because we've been thanking folks and salutating and just doing all kinds of stuff. But on the first Monday of every single month, my sister Joy, who I affectionately refer to as Cuba Guy, she's got the mic, and it's time for her to take us into her segment, which she calls
Be Better, Beloved.
Be Better, Beloved. Yeah. Be better. Just be better, yo. Like, seriously, yo, just be better. Just be better.
I'm about to fix your life.
Fix your life. Be better. So what you got, Q Buggy? What you got?
If I was to fix your life, I would have been banging on the table and yelling in your face. So, like she is one to do.
Well, I'll be damned.
One, I'm still hyped because I put two and two together. We celebrating 6 years, but then y'all came together, at least in my opinion, on the GOAT's birthday. Everybody that does know it's December 4th, so it's Jay-Z's birthday. So it's like, yes. Yes. Oh, that too. So, but yeah, that's how I feel about that. But what I wanted to talk about, and what I teased in the earlier segment, is about I'll just ask the question again. Has anybody been feeling a little off, a little weird, a little like what's been going? I know you said you're weird all the time, which I can relate to, honestly. I feel weird all the time. So, but has anybody been feeling that like what the hell is going on between the sheets in my home? Like, have anybody else been feeling that way? Like. Yeah. So
I wanted that every day. So please help me.
But if anybody has been feeling a little bit off, you can thank both the full moon that just ended yesterday, even though we feel the energy of the full moon between 3 days before and 3 days after. And we right here in this good old Sagittarius season in the midst of Mercury Retrograde. So I'm going to actually correlate this with both Shayna and Maui, if he would have me, because we touched a little bit on retrograde and what's going on right now. Yeah, you. Yes. So if anybody does not know what, yes. If anybody does not know what Mercury retrograde entails, it's basically where, well, in a way, is they're saying that the planets, especially that planet that is in retrograde, tends to go backwards.
It's in Gemini, right?
It's in, yeah.
Yeah.
So it tends to go backwards, and it causes things to go a little bit haywire.
It don't really go back.
Well, yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, that's what they say. But some people go, oh, well, yeah, it's going backwards, so that's why my life is the way it is. So it makes people feel like those sort of things are happening. And I just wanted to come in with a couple tips on how to best maneuver. Everybody's not going to be affected. There's some people that's out here like, yo, I'm having the best day of my life, and that's cool. But for anybody that it lasts anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks. This
gonna be 3 weeks.
Yeah, this one gonna be 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and it's the end of the month, well, end of the year.
Yeah.
And just give y'all a couple tips on how to best navigate it as best as you can. One thing, back up all your data, back up your phones, your laptops, your computers, all those sorts of things, because typically what happens in retrograde is things go haywire for no particular reason. They just tend to just continuously just clip you up, and you trying to figure out why. And why is my phone ringing? Why you say you called me, but I ain't see it? Like, why isn't this happening? All those sorts of things tend to happen. And you just gotta, Maui, if you can
Be still, be patient, look within.
Yeah.
Retrograde is usually dealing with you have to look within. So some stuff that is going on, you're like, hold on, what do you mean? I don't understand. But if you conscious and know that it's a retrograde either all the planets, especially Mercury, because it deals with communication. So this being the holiday season, you can already tell people driving crazy. You can already tell the lines are long. It's going to be even worse.
Yeah. And when this isn't like this, it got real quiet.
What's the matter,
This
bro?
isn't like this ominous
What's wrong
thing,
with
like,
this?
oh my gosh, this is
Yeah,
what, oh my
but
gosh, my life is
It's
ended.
bigger
not
than what
like
it
that.
is. It's a lot of things are going on where the world is changing. We're changing on the inside in so many different ways. You got places like this where people are trying to eat healthy. And like I remember you said you wanted to do one thing. You was doing something else, and you had an awakening, said, I want to do something else. You definitely vibrated and ascending faster than most people. Well, they're trying to catch up to you. You understand what I'm saying? You with me? Yeah. Yeah, you got me. I seen your interview, so I know. I was like, oh, he ascended. Okay. You know what I mean? Basically, whatever you desire, you're going to drop and say, hey, this is not what I want to do. I want to do something else. You're going to find your purpose. You know what I mean? This is like almost going into like the fourth quarter of it. Like it's really getting serious now, where a lot of people who don't want to let go and don't really want to see what's going on around them, they're being chaotic. You know what I mean? So with Mercury being retrograde and being a holiday, it's going to be chaotic. But be still, have faith, and just be conscious of it.
Be very patient of
Very
what
patient.
is transpiring. In a lot of ways, just allow it to happen. Trying to fight retrograde is what makes retrograde worse.
The ambassador, do you understand what we're saying? The ambassador. Yeah, right? The ambassador Marcus J, do you understand what we're saying?
Yeah, I can dig it. I'm with you. And,
Okay.
And you always make it weird when you call me that.
No, look, man.
Is that why the mic fell?
You are the ambassador, Marcus
I
J.
don't know about all that, man. I'm humble. I'm a silent H.
But
I'm humble. I'm humble.
But that's really all I wanted to touch on, because I know how it is a very chaotic time. It's also in the holiday season where feelings may be a little more heightened than usual. You may see that cousin that you ain't really like. I don't know how many people in the family got a cousin Faith, but I hope y'all ain't got one. But I really just wanted, because I've been one that's been touched by this. It's only been 4 days. So it's like I've already been hit by it, just a little bit.
Well, let me ask a question, right? Because for those folks who are lay persons who are listening, and even those folks who are in the room, when we hear retrograde, and I'll be honest with you, I hadn't heard that phrase until maybe a year or so, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I've heard the phrase retrograde, and it was usually Mercury.
yeah.
And I got to the point where I was like, Mercury, I can't stand you. Like, I want to fight you,
There
Mercury.
you go.
You know what I
There
mean?
you
Like, I
go.
want to punch Mercury in the face. and Mercury is a planet. It ain't even a person.
Yeah.
Mercury retrograde. And so I don't know what that means. And so Q, you here, Maui, you here. But Shayna, tell us what does Mercury retrograde mean? Because
Remember when we had that show during Mercury retrograde and the
the
whole
whole lights went out.
we were doing
Yeah.
a psychic show and we
everything
were
shut
reading,
down.
and we were talking about Mercury retrograde. That was our theme.
Yeah.
and the whole everything shut down.
And y'all
Like
had
the
to talk.
lights,
Y'all had to talk me
everything.
off the ledge because I was so pissed.
Marcus was so mad, but it was so crazy because that was the theme of the night, and just the energy in the room. The whole block shut down, didn't it?
It did. Now, but here's what I want to do. Like, because
That
I
was
remember that night, Shana. You remember that night?
Yes,
we were all
girl.
in there, and you looked at me. You was like, "It's
Please,
gonna be
Marcus.
okay. Don't be mad. You're gonna be all right." But for those folks who are in the room, it's like, what the hell are they talking about? And for those folks who are listening, what the hell are they talking about? Mercury retrograde was something that I just learned. Retrograde. What is it, and why does it affect us?
Was
Can you give us it? Give that to us in layman's terms.
Okay, I'll keep it real. So, basically, it's the energy of the universe. Well, they say that Mercury appears to go in the opposite direction. It's just because the way the telescopes are set up here, it can appear that it's going in the opposite direction. Is technically not. But the energy is still reciprocated as everything going negative. So Mercury, being the planet of communication, being the planet of energy, is how we communicate. All of our energy sources, everything comes from Mercury. And just so happened 3 or 4 times a year, I want to say 4 times a year, Mercury goes into retrograde, but all of the planets go into retrograde. So Mercury is just the planet of communication. This is just one retrograde that we go through. Talk.
It's the fastest. They say it's the fastest
It's
planet.
the fastest
But
planet.
the thing of it is, as you sit there, Ambassador Marcus J, you got laptops. You
thank
got
you,
all
Ashley.
the.
I really don't like that. It's like seriously don't like that.
He's lying.
No,
Don't let him fool you.
he's really not lying.
He's not. I'm telling you.
He's not lying. He does not like that.
Why you playing
Man,
like
just
that?
move on to your point.
I
man.
got it. Look,
You
we
know
got
he
it.
be grumpy and
we
stuff.
got it
And
on
it's
record,
Mercury
him saying-
retrograde.
But
Don't
he's a
make him more
Gemini.
grumpy.
Man,
Now you
'cause
see
y'all
that?
like salutations
He is
and
Mercury.
blah blah blah. Just get
He's
to
a
the
Gemini,
point, man.
so he is Mercury.
Oh,
and-
it's in Mercury.
Can y'all retrograde y'all asses to the point?
Well, listen. One time I was doing a Mercury retrograde show, and all of this shut down. Everything we were talking, and it just had. It was over.
I'm gonna try how this Ashley. I'm gonna try to shed a little bit of light.
Ashley
okay.
and the Angels.
So Ashley, so first of all, it's all like weather. We forget the universe has nothing but weather. If we want to just dumb it all the way down, if it's a thunderstorm, you see clouds moving, you might feel a little droplets, and then boom, boom, later on you got a thunderstorm. Y'all know how it is when they say the hurricane is coming, because you can see, the meteorologists can see the changes. So all of that is happening because of energies. It's all happening because of the relation of the earth, the planets to the sun, and so on and so forth. That's really the first grade elementary school way of explaining what's happening when Mercury goes in retrograde. All of the planets go, and they kind of go out of the normal alignment how they usually do. It's interesting because this happens so frequently. This is normal, so calling it retrograde is just a big word for saying that it's kind of shifting a little bit, but it always comes back. That's normal. It's just like everything, all of the meteorological stuff, just weather. That's really what it is. Now, in the grand scheme of things, when the weather changes, okay, here's one. I know for me personally, and for my grandmother, my auntie, when it starts to rain, our bones hurt. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that. Sometimes your bones hurt. So same thing when the planets go in and out. There will be changes in your body. There are emotionally and physically, and mentally, So that's kind of really the easier way of explaining what's happening. The Mercury does do it so often because it is closer to us.
4 times a year.
Yeah, it's close to us, so it happens more frequently, but it always happens. So.
All right, let me tell you some things you should not do during Mercury retrograde. One, signing contracts, because everything is going in a reverse. When everything goes back into the forward way, the contract that you signed during Mercury retrograde, no good. Do not accept a job offer during Mercury retrograde. Do not buy a house. Do not buy a car. Do not do a lot of big major things during Mercury retrograde, because what I have found, and this is real life, nothing ever goes right. Nothing just ever goes right. And you can actually Google this on anything. You just Google what to do and what not to do. And what to do is pay your bills and chill. That's what I always say. Pay your bills, chill.
You can't mess that up, though.
That's 3 weeks of paying bills and chilling. Don't do nothing else. Don't do anything major in your life. Don't get married. Don't get in a relationship. Ink.
Damn, Mercury retrograde is like a beast
it
like
will,
that.
It will do that.
Don't, and this is typically the time when people will try to come back into your life. So this is when this is when you normally get your This is when you normally get your "Hey big head" text.
No, the "Hey stranger" text.
Retrograde. Word to retrograde. Yes.
No.
You don't want the problems that come with that.
You don't want the BS that's following it.
Hey, big head.
I shouldn't have did it.
Well, I'll be down.
You can Google all these things, and
I'll be
they'll
there.
all come up. But
I'll be
those
there.
are things that I personally live by, and that I started to journal and chart down. Well, because I journal anyway, but starting to write down exactly the things that were happening during the retrogrades. So then I was able to see exactly, oh my God, like I shouldn't have answered that text. I answered the text, all right? Let's keep it real.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the den. Legacy Internet Radio. All right, listen. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get serious for just a few minutes. When we watch the news, we watch the President of the United States, who has decided that he is going to support some and not others. We also know that there are a whole bunch of people who have been elected that have had sexual assault allegations laid upon them. We're going to talk about it. I am Marcus J. They are the crew. You are you. We'll be back. When Q Boogie. Interview. Yeah.
Hey, it's Miss Tony. Need something to wear but don't want to look like everybody else on the planet? Then head over to 322 by Tony. The boutique with vintage and modern clothing and accessories for men and women, all at extremely affordable prices. Shop anytime at 322bytony.com. That's 3-22bytoni.com. Again, 3-22bytoni.com. Follow us on Instagram at 3_22bytony. Or on Facebook at 3-22 by Tony. 322 by Tony. Look good, feel great.